Good morning, class. We're going to go over 4.4 using CPCTC. So CPCTC stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. What it's saying is if I prove that the whole triangle is congruent, if the whole thing's congruent, then each part will be equal. So that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to prove we want to know, how can I prove one part of a triangle equals another part? How does one angle equal another? Well, we start out by proving that the whole triangle is congruent, and then once we know the whole triangle is congruent, then we can use CPCTC. So we're going to go through a number of proofs. We're going to go pretty quickly through them so you can get a sense of the types we'll use. So here's what we want to do. We want a given, so go through your given. ABD, so that angle equals CBD. Then you have angle ADB is equal to angle CDB. So you have that part down there. So you have these two angles that are congruent. So we want to prove that AB is equal to, so this is AB is equal to CB. Well, so we start with our givens. So we know that this is true because it's given to us. Is there anything else that we know is true? Well, we know that AD, or BD, is equal to BD. This line right here is equal to this itself. How do I know that BD equals BD? Because of the reflexive property. So now if you look at it, you have an angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle. So our theorem that we learned is angle, side, angle. So we know the whole triangle is equal to itself. So triangle ADB or ABD is equal to CBD by angle, side, angle. So now that I know the whole thing is congruent, now I can say just what we want to prove. AB is equal to CB. And how can we do that? By CPCTC. So that's where we use it. Once we prove the whole thing's equal, then we can use this property. Go to the next one. MO is equal to RE, so we want to say that side's equal to that side. Next, ME is equal to RO. That's congruent. We want to prove, how can I prove that angle M is equal to angle R? So we start off with what's given to us. First statement. We know these two sides are equal. How? Because it's given to us. So, is there anything else that we can pick up? We don't have parallel lines, so we can't use alternate interior or same side interior. But we do have is OE, this line right here, is equal to OE. So once again, what's that property called? That would be your reflexive property. So now we know that the triangles are all congruent by, if I look at it, side, side, side. All the sides are congruent, so we'd say side, side, side. So now we know that the whole thing is congruent. Now we can prove that angle R and M are equal using our CPCTC. Next one. Again, start out. SP is equal to OP, right there. Angle SPT is equal to OPT. I encourage you guys, write it down. This is how I do it. I'm very visual in how I see things. So now I have it here. So that's what we know. That's what's given to us. So that's the first part we write down, given. Now, what else can we prove is true? Well, once again, they share a common side. So PT is equal to PT. That's our reflexive property. So you see this reflexive property 3 times in a row. So now if I look at, I have a side, I have an angle, and I have a side. So side, angle, side. So we go through and say the triangles are congruent, SPT. Make sure you go in the same order. So you went SPT, so then we'd start out here, OPT. By side, angle, side. Once the whole thing's congruent, then we can prove the parts are congruent by CPCTC. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Come here, go to your proofs. What do they prove? They want, or givens. Go to your givens. Kn is equal to Ln. Pn is equal to Mn. There you have that. What else can we show that's true? Well, start with your givens. Right? What do we have when our 2 lines cross like this? We have vertical angles. So how can I prove that these 2 triangles are, or these 2 angles are congruent? It would be vertical angles. So now again, if you look at it, you have side, angle, side. So that's our proof. Side, angle, side. These triangles are congruent. Again, make sure your order is correct. KP, or KNP. So we go L, N, So now we proved that the triangles are congruent. Now we can use CPCTC to prove our two sides are congruent. Come here. What do they give us? Angle C is equal to angle R. Angle T is equal to angle P. And we also know that TY is equal to PY. So they give us this. So they give us everything we need. Remember, for proof, we need three things. They actually give it. So write down all that we know is true. So if I look at it, I have angle, angle, side. Right? Or I could have gone, so you just go in order of what you have it. So there's nothing over here. If you were to say side, angle, angle, there is no side, angle, angle. There's only angle, angle, side. So that's going to be our proof. So we know that these two triangles are congruent by angle, angle, side, because it's all given to us. So therefore, CT is equal to RP by CPCTC. So I went through the last one. So this will be the last proof that we go through. So AT is equal to RM. So we have the AT, RM are congruent. They're also parallel. So what do we know about parallel lines? Well, if we have parallel lines, then you're going to have our alternate interior angles. So we start with the given. Then we know that angle ATM, this angle right here, ATM, this angle right here, is congruent to this angle right here, because we have parallel lines. And those would be alternate interior angles. So this is probably the one that's most forgotten. Then we can go through angle MT, or TM is equal to TM. So this line right here is congruent. Why? Because it's the same thing. That's reflexive property. Once you have that, so we've gone through, now look at it. You have a side, angle, side. So we prove that the triangles are congruent by side, angle, side. And we go through and say then angle AMT is equal to RTM by CPCTC. So those are the proofs that I want to go through today. You see a lot of the reflexive properties show up. You see vertical angles. You see alternate interior angles. All things that we've gone over throughout this, throughout the first couple chapters in the book, continue to come up. Write down those proofs. My encouragement to you is actually show, right, this angle is equal to this angle. Make a mark on it, because then you can see it visually, whatever it may be, whether it's side, 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 angle, or angle, angle, side.